Today we're going to review how to read a capsule case utilizing the EC10 software. Once the exam has been downloaded and processed, you can access the reading in a number of different ways. First, you can highlight the exam that you would like to view and click on the Reading Screen tab on the left side of the screen. Or you can right-click on the exam and select Reading. When you enter the reading screen, a disclaimer will appear acknowledging the fact that the different reading modes in the Endocapsule software are not intended to replace the professional training of a physician. In the reading screen, there are a number of different options for how to view the exam. The first being playback view, which we are currently in. Next is the overview mode. On this screen, you will see all of the dissimilar images laid out frame by frame. The software has identified these images to be significantly different from the previous. Hover over each image to see an enlarged view. To view the images that appear between these images, simply right-click the desired image and select View Adjacent Images. A pop-up box will display the 10 images before and the 10 images after that individual frame. You may also capture images or create landmarks while in overview mode by right-clicking on the image and either selecting Capture or scrolling over the Landmarks option to select the appropriate landmark. The final reading screen is the red lesion overview. This will show all of those images that have been identified by the red lesion detector as images of concern. Moving back into the playback view, this is where you will be spending the majority of your time when reading your case. Before we get into the different reading modes and the functionality that the EC10 software has to offer, let's first look at the different formatting options available. By clicking on the View button, this will allow you to select a number of images from 1 to 2 to 4. The sequential versus overlap function allows you to determine how you would like the images to appear in the viewing screens. This function may only be used if 2 or 4 images are selected. The sequential feature will always display either 2 or 4 different images, while the overlap feature will replace the previous image with the next image. For example, when viewing 4 images, one frame will make its way through all 4 image boxes before it exits the screen, thus overlapping the previous images along the way. You will also have the ability to change the playback direction by selecting either the standard or the reverse button. And finally, you can blur the edges of the images together by selecting either option in Mode B. To the right of the View button is the Zoom button. Clicking this button will enlarge the size of your reading screen. You will notice that by doing this, it has now hidden your captured images. Click on the Captured Images button if you would like to display them again. Another click of the Zoom button will bring your reading screen back to standard size. Next, we will discuss the different reading modes available in the Endocapsule 10 software. The drop-down box contains 6 different reading mode options that you can choose from. First being Normal mode. Here you will see every single image that was taken throughout the exam. Next is Adjust mode. This mode takes all of the similar images and accelerates through them as you are viewing the exam. Alternatively, it will also slow down as it detects that the capsule is moving too rapidly through the small intestine. With On the Selected mode, these similar images are now removed, shortening the total playback time and accelerating the average reading time by 64%. Once you've read in On the Selected mode, you can then go back and read in On the Skipped mode, which will only play back those similar images that we've removed from On the Selected mode. On the Selected plus Red mode will once again remove any similar images. However, all images that were identified by the red lesion detector will remain in the reading. So the main difference here is that in On the Selected mode, duplicate red images will be removed, while in On the Selected plus Red mode, all identified red images will still be displayed. Finally, the red playback mode will only play back those images that have been identified by the red lesion detector to contain some trace of red. You will notice down the bottom here that the red lesion indicators appear in the timeline anywhere that red lesions were detected throughout the exam. Red indicators will also appear in the corners of each red image that is displayed while reading the exam. If you're reading in another mode outside of red mode and you would like a convenient way to view the red images, you can utilize the red arrow buttons located to the left and right of the standard play/pause buttons. One click of the right red arrow button will bring up the very next red image in the exam, while the left red arrow button will display the previous red image. To complement the different reading modes, users also have the ability to select their desired frame rate that they would like the images to be played back at. They can select as slow as 5 frames per second, up to as fast as 60 frames per second. The average that most physicians read ranges from 18 to 25 frames per second. Additional red reading mode features are available if you select the red lesion detector button to the left of the timeline. Here, you have the ability to select the level of red lesion detection from increased specificity to increased sensitivity. Below that, you have the ability to disable all of the red reading functionality by unchecking the red mark box. Lastly, this is where you have the ability to turn on or off the red assist mode. When red assist mode is enabled, the playback speed will decelerate as red images are displayed during the exam. Capturing of images may be done in multiple ways. First, you can simply double-click on the image and the thumbnail will transfer down to the timeline. The other way is to right-click on the image and select Capture. Here is where you can also create your landmarks. In order to properly utilize the 3D tracker function, you must provide landmarks for the first image of the stomach, the first image of the duodenum, and the first image of the cecum. The software builds a 3D track of the small bowel, which will appear in the lower left corner of the screen. It can be expanded by double-clicking on the gray bar. By creating those landmarks, the 3D tracker is now able to color coordinate the model, where pink represents the stomach, green represents the small intestine, and purple represents the colon. The green bar to the right represents the percentage of small bowel that has been traversed thus far in the exam. Double-click on the gray bar to return the 3D tracker to normal size. Once the exam has been read and the user has captured all of the images of interest, you can go ahead and click Save and then enter the report screen. Here in the report screen, it displays all of the images that you captured from the reading screen. These images may be annotated to point out certain areas of concern, and short descriptions of each image may be entered. The report has a built-in dictionary function that allows you to choose from a list of commonly used words or terms. You can add your own terms to the dictionary by typing into one of the report boxes, highlighting the text, right-clicking and selecting Edit Dictionary. Then, click on the Add button and your phrase will be added to the dictionary. Once the report has been written, it should once again be saved by clicking on the Save button to the left side of the screen. The images that you would like to appear on the report should all be selected by clicking each individual checkbox. Once that's complete, click on the Preview and Sign button to view the report. Here, you can also choose from different templates that are available in the software. These different templates change the way that the report appears. At this point, the exam can be finalized either with a signature or without, and we can then go in and print the exam. To print, go back into the main screen, right-click on the exam that you would like to print, and select Report Print.